flurry of activity. Sorry for the pun. Because of this snow. Hey, Phil. And there's Nerese.
How is everybody?
All right, it's better now that you're here. And Robbie's on his way in. He was having trouble getting it through.
Okay, couldn't get my mic turned on. Hi, everybody.
Hey there. Is it snowing down there yet?
Yes, it is. It's coming down.
It just started here.
Yes, beautiful scenery.
Ours isn't beautiful yet.
Yeah, it started coming down around 2 o'clock.
Oh, you're ahead of us.
Yes. And Sherry, you available after this meeting?
I am.
Okay, because I forgot the last time. You know, I'm getting old.
Excuse me. Old is relative.
So I will call you. I'm going to add it to my calendar here.
Okay, thank you.
Sherry, we got a Robbie and John, I think.
Yes.
Here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I apologize. I couldn't join on my computer, but I can on my phone. I don't know what's going on.
I had to do the same thing, Robbie. I had to join from my phone as well.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but we're getting snow here. So Dr. Sherman, we're going to have to make this quick because my wife just called me and said it's snowing at the house as well.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, let's get going. And Beverly is with us. She jumped in her car, so
Okay.
she'll join with us.
No, she hasn't jumped in the car yet because she's got a hearing tonight of which the board do not want to cancel. So I've got to leave them the materials.
Really?
Are they crazy? I know. I'm sorry. All right, let's go with it.
Okay, Robbie, we're good. You have your quorum.
All right, we have our quorum. We're going to call this meeting to order. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
All right,
Second.
that first by Dr. Brown, second by Ms. Levine. Any discussion? If not, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
And then we approve minutes from the October 22nd or January the 6th, 2025. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes as well?
So moved.
Second.
All right, LaDuff and Brown, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, any public comment, Dr. Gibney Sherman?
Nope.
All right, no public comment. I'll turn it over to you to the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. And welcome to Dan Murphy. He has joined us for our executive session, and he'll be with us during the meeting. All right, the first part of the superintendent's report is a standard with the number of students and any programs. And right now, as of the end of December, we have 2,008 students, and that represents a 20% drop.
Okay.
And our graduates as of the end of December is 132. And since we've opened in 2015, 2,733 students have earned a high school diploma from Foothills. But do remember that number will continue to decrease because we no longer award diplomas to program students.
Okay.
We have a copy of our Foothills Review newsletters. And then the end of course, the same thing. We no longer collect end of course data for program students, only enrollment students. And so that administration has dropped down a lot, since we first opened. And the last piece here is that Fanning Institute program, leadership program for students. We're starting that back up again for this semester, and that's work with UGA.
Okay.
I'll pause right there and move on to discussion unless there's any questions.
Any questions about the board members? All right, Doesn't sound like we have any. Let's move forward to item 6.
Okay, item 6, the first is the financial updates. And Bonnie's going to give us some updates and tell us about the FY26 budget preparations.
That's right. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so 7A, attachment 7A is very similar to what you see each month at the board meeting. It's the October, November, and December revenues to expenditure comparison report. I'll pause on the December and just make a few comments. December, of course, is halfway through the year. We've collected 48% of our revenues. It's down a little bit because we're still waiting on some program student invoicing to come in, but it's not due until March. So we fully expect to receive all the revenues that we plan to at this point. Expenditures show 39% spent out of 50%, but it doesn't include the December payroll since we pay that January 15th. So it really is about 45%. We're under our 50%, but if you remember, we just had that budget amendment. So I think that will all tame out. And at the next board meeting, you'll see that that's closer to in line with the part of the year that we are. So there aren't any questions about that. We'll move on to grants.
Okay.
Okay, the next page is just your grant listing of all the grants that we received. We've received 59% of all of our funds that we expect this year, so we're on track to have very small amounts of carryover, if any at all. So that's good news, and we'll just keep updating you about that throughout the year. Any questions about that? And then the last page for 7A attachment is just the funds consolidation spreadsheet. It's just the spreadsheet that we use to consolidate all of our federal funds with state and local funds. So it's no new numbers. It just shows all the federal programs that are in the state and local funding
Okay.
and how we've drawn them down through December. So any questions about 7A? Okay. 7B is just a high-level budget timeline and overview. This is what we look at each year in January, and basically very similar to what we've done. We're proposing very similar to what we've done in the past. Do want to point out that we are expecting at this point a pretty significant decrease in revenues. It's what we anticipated happening as our enrollment students decline and our program students haven't kept up with that decline. I'm reaching out to the DOE right now just to kind of find out how are they calculating our FTE for allotment sheets? Are they using the 3 counts like they do for traditional school districts and like they did for us in the past? Or are they just picking up our last October count? That's going to be a $2 million difference. So I'm really interested in getting an answer to that, and haven't heard back from John Cooper in the budget office yet. But just our timeline, no real changes from last year. Right now, we're starting to get input from leadership. We'd love input from you. The second page of this is a budget suggestion form, or I can send you an electronic copy if you know people that would like to have input into the budget. We'll spend time in February, March with site directors and other support staff at the regional office and continue that process until we bring you a recommended budget for FY26 in May. We'll approve the tentative in May, approve the final budget in June, and of course, we'll have to have 2 hearings. And I picked the same or similar dates to last year and just proposed May 20th and June 17th at 3:30 and 4 p.m. But if there are conflicts with those dates, we can change those to whatever we need to at this point. So,
Okay.
any questions about the budget?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's my financial update.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Uh-huh.
And just we continue to keep you updated about the unemployment payback, because people are still dribbling in the payback when we awarded that to our staff or gave them that option.
Okay.
Legislative update, just a reminder that we are working pretty aggressively on legislation, but we're trying to stay in the background. And we have a couple of students who are going to be speaking before the Senate committee in a couple of weeks, and I'll let you know when that happens. But our number one focus, our only focus, is to reduce the enrollment age from 18 to 16. That will make all the difference. That'll impact our finances, it'll impact our operations, and it'll impact students so they have better access to us. But we're working on that, and both the House and the Senate are well aware that we're on mark with that.
Okay.
And the MOUs, we still haven't gotten any others outside of Pike since the school year started, but Pike is right with us. And the student invoicing procedure appears to be working, but that's where we are. And so Toby is really guiding us through that process.
All
We got
right.
CCRPI results, just like you did, and that's attached, and there's an explanation there. And we're actually doing pretty good, with the progress. We'll never do good with graduation, ever. But our students are making progress by growth, by looking at them as individuals. And so that shows up on the CCRPI. A requirement we have, like you do, is that we have to notify our board each year about our CSI status, which is a Title I designation. And we did not, which is a good thing, get on the list for being a targeted assistance school, targeted service school. We're not on that list, so that's a good thing. But we remain on the CSI list, which we were put on in January 2024. And so we're doing good, as good as you can in this kind of situation. But our duty is to notify you when that happens. And you saw us on the state list, and we gave an explanation. So that satisfies our requirement to the state.
Okay.
And then we now have a calendar draft for your consideration that we'll adopt at the next board meeting. And all the dates and numbers, et cetera, are in there. And if you see anything that you would like to question or consider changing, just let us know. But that is ready for, it's out in the public now. And we'll send it out to our staff as well for their consideration.
Dr. Gibney Sherman, you just do the calendar each calendar year. You don't do 2 years in advance, right?
No, we do not. We just do it just 1 year at a time.
Okay.
Our variables are a little more complicated because we have to consider all of our partner districts and where they are and look at all the different breaks, because you all don't have the same breaks. And then we have to queue it up to the end of course testing and other variables that we have to consider. And so we just do it 1 year at a time, to accommodate that. But you're exactly right. And then item G, excuse me, which is the 13th. I'm kind of going through this kind of fast. This is something for some Leo. Let's see, am I to Leo yet? No, I'm not. I went out too fast. Hold on just a second. Okay, this is each year the DOE, just like for you, they designate your district if you're a disproportionality or not. And we do not have disproportionality. And so we're real pleased to be able to say that again. And this is thanks to Melanie Belk, our special ed director, and her staff. They are all over special ed and they make sure that we're compliant. So we got our letter and we're very happy to get that each year. I think just the first year is the only time we didn't get it, but we've continued to make that designation.
Okay.
Now, the next one deals with Leo. He's the one that's moving the screen around for us. Leo is our original technology coordinator. I think he was the first person I hired, back in 2000. I think that was 14 before we opened. And he has been attending and has now earned the Education Technology Leader designation. He went through training and passed his tests and certification. So he is one. And he has been a leader without the designation, but we're real proud of Leo for completing that process. So Leo, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support and everything. Appreciate it.
Well, we are so glad that you are in the game. You are the Foothills warrior behind the screen, and we appreciate it. And then one last thing I added on just a couple hours ago. Dale has been working with the DOE on contract, looking for alternative ways to measure schools that are not traditional. And so he does some side work with the DOE, and I got a letter today from the DOE asking if Foothills would participate in a pilot on different ways to measure progress in non-traditional settings. And so I sent that back, but I thought you'd be interested. And Dale, I can't remember the other counties or sites. One was Cobb, one was us, and where were the other two?
Whitfield County and Fulton County.
So we are going to be looking at a different way to measure success of Foothills, because CCRPI does not work. That's not us. And so there needs to be another way to measure progress and success. And so I'm grateful to Dale for being a part of that, and grateful to be a part of that pilot. But just if you hear about it, it's true. We are part of that.
Okay.
And so I went quickly through that, Robbie. If the board doesn't have any questions, somebody can make a motion for us to move into executive session.
Can I get a motion from one of our board members to move to executive session, please?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor? Guys,
Aye.
Aye.
go into executive session. Places in the rooms, please.
Dan, you want to join this room as well?
Okay, the rest of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think I did it.
Yeah, you're here. You're with us.
I think that was a record speed talk. And so they'll just come out like I did. We won't know when they're finished till they show up.
Yes, they can just leave the room, or we can, somebody can instruct me. I can close the rooms and they will give them a 60-second countdown and then kick them out. But we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We want to be polite.
Oh, yeah, the snow's picked up a little bit.
Looks like we're actually getting some right here in northeast Georgia as well.
Hello?
Jacqueline Breed with Tax Resource Center. How are you doing today?
How can I help you?
Hey, I think Dr. Hooker might need help leaving the room if somebody can pull him back in.
I can help with that. I will go ahead and just close the rooms. It'll put them automatically back in about
Okay.
50 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Leo.
You're welcome.
Can everyone back?
All right. If we got much longer, I gotta get out of here.
So do I. I'm getting text messages telling me it's snowing pretty hard, so.
Yeah, I know.
Won't be the first time I've slept in this office.
I'm trying not to.
Unfortunately for me, I don't have a change of clothes for this office, so no, I'm not sleeping. Is Sherry back in? Everyone is back in?
Yeah.
Dr. Sherman? Can I, do you hear me? I hate these.
You gotta unmute.
You're on mute, Sherry.
It's me. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have to take a vote to come out of executive session, am I correct? And then vote on the action items?
That's exactly right.
So moved.
All right, that's
Second.
by Levine. Any discussion? With no discussion, all in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Right, and let's take a vote on the items, and I apologize, I'm searching through paper here. On the items for personnel recommendations, you have that before you. The approved October 22nd meeting financials, and then approved finalized policy and policy DI, accounting and reporting, and approved surplus technology. That was attachment 16. Do you want to take this as a consent agenda, or do you want to go item by item?
Consent's fine with me.
Yeah.
Good with consent.
All right, let's go. Can I get a motion for the consent agenda items that was outlined that I just out?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Who's that? I can't.
Duff made the motion. Ms. Levine seconded.
All right, any discussion? If there's no discussion, we will vote. All in favor? All.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and now the next one is a motion to adjourn. Can I
So
get a
moved.
Second.
Brown and Levine? No discussion. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Be safe,
Thank you, guys.
everyone.
Be safe,
Hey,
everybody.
anybody know what they're doing tomorrow?
We're closing.
It's not looking good.
No. All right.
All right. So Robbie, did we get a report out